Hello, you all, and as requested, the one and only Queen B, Resentment on the Run Tour 2, live. Let's get right into it. Y'all love this. I don't care. I can't tell you how many Resentment performances I've reacted to on this channel. Okay. Okay, it's good that everybody's head voice is working in the audience. It's great. What is that she got? She got on. That's a nice pumpkin. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Next song is about I love y'all. I want you to sing along.
I love the simplicity of this song, the instruments. I love the acoustics. I love it. Her vibrato is so consistent. Very distinct vibrato. Same. I love the volume control on that. How she hit that finesse on it. Runs are crisp, clear. The back and harmonies. Say, transition. Say. More low. Harmonies are killing. Say, Bill. Come on, background. Goodness. Must be fresh. Say. Come on. Woo. Come on. Bring it up. Ground. Come on, transition to these rhymes. killing this. Call that was that low. That support there. Beautiful head voice. Quit playing. You better. You better. You better. Sit. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What is that note? Man, that's probably the meanest rendition of resentment I've heard thus far. Oh, okay. Come in with the lows. Because you I love that. That's the meanest verse. Is it? Okay, is this over this time for real this time? That is the meanest rendition of resentment that I've heard. And that's saying a lot because y'all have forced me to react to at least 150,000 of these resentment performances. This is the best one I've ever heard. The runs, the riffs, the head voice, the transitions, the growls, the belts, that beautiful, angelic like head voice, especially towards the end, the really high head voice she went into, man. I mean, it was absolutely a masterclass of control and variety of vocal ability. Again, runs throughout, incredibly crystal clear, smooth, accurate, consistent runs, and she has one of the most distinct vibratos. I mean, you hear her on the radio, you hear her vibrato, at least me, and I know immediately it's Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And Mariah Carey, I believe, has said that too about Beyonce. Her vibrato is so distinct. It's always consistent. It's a faster vibrato, and it's just super consistent. And I mean that's so true. Her vibrato is, to me, whenever a song comes on, I mean, I know it because I'm a fan and I know it's a song, first of all, obviously. But you hear that vibrato and it's like, okay, it's Beyonce. Her vibrato is just always consistent, always there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, faster vibrato, but a nice speed, not too fast. You know what I mean, and not too slow. But her runs just back to back to back, killing, and those transitions and the speed of which she was doing that run and transition back to back to back to back to back. Y'all know how I feel about transitions. I love a good transition to put while you're running, to transition back and forth, back and forth. I love that. I love when Mariah Carey does it. She transition backward while she's in the middle of a run. I think that is so epic, and that is so not easy. It's massively impressive. I think incredible. But her head voice, the notes at the end, her head voice was so beautiful, so pure and clean. And you can definitely tell that she's lived what she's singing through this. She's singing her butt off, and those growls and that rasp, yet she can still be clear and belt clear as she's shown. But that rasp and those growls, man, savage, savage. And I'm just sitting there looking at her mouth and her tongue and the placement of it throughout this. And her tongue is right down, and her mouth is like it's open. And I'm just looking at her technique. I'm like, man, she is an absolute technique wise, um, purely technique. I can't think of anybody right now who is as consistent and as just all the way around. You, she she'll always give you a good vocal, always consistent vocal, vibrato always, head voice. When she tries it, it'll be on. You know, when she goes for the high note, she'll hit it. When she goes for the run, she'll hit it. I think I've only witnessed Beyonce mess up a run maybe in two performances throughout her entire decades long career. And I don't know how many more people I can say that about. I mean, especially in pop, and that's incredible. And as she gets older, as I always say, her tone ages like wine. It gets thicker. Her mask is a little darker, and her voice is just more full. Her belts are more full. And listening to her newer music, she doesn't really. She's more. She's not as hell bent on hitting the high chest belts. Like, when she was younger, she would stay up there. She would just be every live performance. She would just beat you up with high belts. Now I like how she's not as concerned with that. She's just sort of getting the message across and the emotion, and she likes to stay in the mids, which I'm fine with. But I love her lows. I love the richness and the support. Her support down there is epic. The richness and the power of it, the weight of it is there. When she ran and she descended into that low, man. Whew. I love her lows. It's one of my favorite parts about her voice is her lows and her head voice, as well as her mids. I mean, and her vibrato too. It's a lot to admire about her voice. But yeah, she's still doing it, man. Still doing it stronger than ever. She toe, toe, toe it up. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Please continue to report your favorite space.